As football lovers around the world celebrate Nigeria's impressive display at Afcon 2025, permit me to be that lone voice in the wilderness, reminding us that football at its highest level has never been just 22 men chasing a ball for 90 minutes. Instead, football is a game of ambition, ego, national pride, perseverance, and sacrifice. The football pitch is a space where emotions spill over, not because players lack discipline, but because they care deeply about the game. In Nigeria's journey at the Africa Cup of Nations, one moment captured this truth vividly: the on-field tension between Victor Osimhen and Ademola-Lookman. To some, it looked like conflict, but to those who understand elite football, it looked like something far more valuable, and that is healthy rivalry. As Jose Mourinho would say, sometimes football players lose games just because they are good guys. So it is probably better when Osimhen is labeled a bad boy, if that is what it takes to win a game. I'm not trying to say that his decision to walk into the tunnel and not celebrate with his teammates should be celebrated, but his constant demanding of the ball with hunger on the pitch should be. According to Mourinho, in football, you have to be nasty. You need to be aggressive. You need to be clever.
And you have to be nasty. You have to be aggressive. You need to be clever.
So it's okay if Osimhen and Lookman become a bit theatrical on the pitch if it will yield 4-0 wins for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And post-conflict growth from the Lookman-Osimhen situation is one of the reasons Nigeria collaborated as teammates in the 2-0 quarterfinal victory against Algeria, because players are now being held accountable by their teammates in the national team. That is something we see most times in club-side football, and that is healthy for the current crop of players in the Nigerian national team. Such accountability will most likely be the reason why Nigeria will pick a medal at Afcon 2025. Remember, a wise man once said, "If you snooze, you lose." And Nigeria already snoozed in the World Cup qualifiers, hence they lost the World Cup ticket. Previously, one characteristic of Nigerian supporters at every tournament is their calculator. Usually, Nigerian supporters would be calculating other games, solving algebraic equations, permutations and combinations, like if Tunisia win Uganda and Nigeria win Tanzania with 2 goals, then Nigeria will qualify. The Nigerian calculator has not been used so far in this tournament because of the free-scoring Super Eagles led by Victor Osimhen and Ademola Lookman. Also, do not forget that both players won African Footballer of the Year in successive years. So there is bound to be some sort of rivalry for personal glory, and that is also 100% okay in the game of football. Rivalry, when rooted in respect and shared purpose, has always been one of football's greatest engines. It sharpens instincts, raises standards, and prevents complacency. Nigeria's Super Eagles are not being weakened by strong personalities like Osimhen. They are being forged by them. Victor Osimhen and Ademola Lookman are not enemies. Instead, they are brothers at war, as we heard Ademola Lookman say in his post-match interview.
It's just football. It's always football.
Your message to Victor?
It's my brother.
Both players reflect hunger, reminding themselves that mediocrity has no seat at the table. Osimhen in particular represents a rare football archetype, the striker who is never satisfied. His frustration is not selfishness, it is obsession. He is obsessed with goals, with movements, and with key moments, because such moments in games define the outcome of a tournament, and the outcome of a tournament defines careers. This obsession is not unique to Osimhen. Instead, it places him in the lineage of football's most ruthless forwards. Ruthlessness has always been misunderstood in football. When strikers like Ruud van Nistelrooy demanded service in the box, he was labelled rude. When Cristiano Ronaldo screamed for the ball, he was labelled egotistical. When Diego Costa fought every defender like it was personal, and when Balotelli played with no smile on his face, they were called all sorts of names, from arrogant to cocky to reckless. Yet, every one of them left defenders trembling and fans in excitement at the end of every tournament. Now, in hindsight, history calls them winners, ruthless, and most importantly, champions. Let it be known, elite strikers are usually not polite. They are usually predators with big egos. You can simply say like Thierry Henry, like Ibrahimovic, or like Didier Drogba, like Victor Osimhen. Osimhen is arguably the last of this dying breed of strikers who are intimidating to defenders, lethal, and wants the ball to be passed to him all through the game. Such strikers are addicted to winning, and that is probably why Virgil van Dijk wanted to have his jersey just to remember how good he is. His hunger is visible in every sprint, every complaint, every raised arm. I agree, Osimhen can be dramatic sometimes, and that is just who he is. With his hunger, he turned Napoli into champions. Same hunger made Galatasaray pay 75 million euros to sign him. That same hunger made him one of the highest goal scorers in the UEFA Champions League this season, entering conversations alongside elite players like Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland, and Harry Kane. And now, that same hunger is what Nigeria needs to beat the likes of Morocco, Senegal, and Egypt if they want to win Afcon 2025. Ademola-Lookman, on the other hand, represents another vital force who interprets football differently and expresses himself through his creative conviction. He is direct, fearless, and decisive. He does not shrink under pressure. As a player, he represents the Angel Di Maria or Lionel Messi archetype. Like Mesut Ozil, all Lookman demands from the striker is trust. To such rare breed of players, I mean those ones with meek demeanor, they are so gifted and believe so much in their abilities to dribble and then release the ball. But because football sometimes is a game of chance, attempted dribbles does not always result to clear chances created. Lookman believes in his ability to win games through flair, brilliance, split-second decision-making, and attacking in key moments of the game. When Lookman chooses to shoot or attempt a take-on instead of pass to Osimhen, he is asserting his responsibility to win the game through his inherent ability. When Osimhen reacts, he is asserting his standards to win the game because as a striker, it's his primary responsibility to score goals. He knows the onus is on him to score. Football history is filled with teams that collapsed because players were too polite to challenge one another. Nigeria for too long has been accused of lacking leaders at critical moments. Talent was never the issue. Desire, consistency, and internal accountability often were. This generation feels different because they have leaders like Osimhen, Lookman, and Alex Iwobi. Check out my previous video to see why Iwobi is the most important player in the current Nigerian national team. Osimhen understands something that goes beyond patriotism. He understands legacy. At his age and at his global standing, every tournament shapes perception. Afcon is not just a side quest, it is a global stage. Missing out of FIFA World Cup already placed a shadow over Nigeria's recent history. For Osimhen, another international disappointment without silverware would not just hurt national pride, it will raise uncomfortable questions in global conversations about him. Elite players are judged not only by club success, but by how they carry nations. Winning the Afcon is not just optional for a striker of Osimhen's caliber, it is very, very necessary. And that necessity fuels everything. The frustration, the urgency, the visible demand for excellence. He is not angry because he dislikes his teammates. He is demanding because time is unforgiving. Great strikers know their peak doesn't last forever. Lookman understands this too, in his own way. Afcon is also his platform, a space to assert his identity, his importance, his voice. Osimhen's hunger shouldn't be interpreted as a character flaw. It should be seen as a compass that takes Nigeria to Afcon glory. Lookman's ambition and attempted dribbles should not be interpreted as defiance. It is courage. Together, they form a balance that champions are built on. History will not remember the argument. It will remember the goals, the assists, the victories if Nigeria eventually win Afcon 2025. Osimhen's hunger and Lookman's courage are not contradictions. They are complementary weapons. And in a tournament where margins are thin, Nigeria's greatest advantage may be the fire burning within. Both players are not fighting each other. They are fighting for something bigger. And that's how Afcon is won. Tell me what you think about the Lookman-Osimhen tussle in the comment section. Do you believe such rivalry will make a difference against tough oppositions? Or do you think my analysis is totally wrong because such rivalry will be counterproductive for the team moving forward? Kindly like, share and subscribe to the channel if you love this video. My name is Miller. They call me the guy on the mic, and I'll see you on the next one.